today we're talking about a couple different kinds of natural selection. Okay, so we know that natural selection, right, is the environment selecting for those that are best adapted to an environment. Now we're going to talk about exactly what the different types are, okay? But first, we have to talk about normal populations, okay? So somebody remind me, what does phenotype mean?
What is shown?
What is shown, the physical trait, right? Take, coming in hot. Okay. So, the phenotypic distribution, okay, just means all of the different things we see. All right? Now, usually in populations, it's normal to see a lot of physical traits that lie somewhere in the middle and very less on the extremes. In humans, the best example of this is height. Okay? Most of us are like between 5 and 6 feet. Okay? Then as we get over 6 foot and beyond, we get less and less and less people. As we get under 5 foot and beyond, we get less and less people. Okay? So that is how physical traits are normally distributed. Okay, so natural selection can act on these populations and act on these physical traits to shift it. All right? So the first one we're going to talk about is something called stabilizing selection. And so in stabilizing selection, okay, another word for intermediate would be middle. Okay? So the phenotypes in the middle, okay, have the highest fitness. Now, what do I mean by highest fitness? Highest rates of what? Survival, okay? So you could also say survival. So the highest survival is in the middle. So the dotted line here, that's the old population. The solid line is the new population, okay? And up here, we have high survivability, and down here is low, okay? So let's say we have a beetle population, and the beetles live in a forest. And so you can have really light green beetles, and you can have really dark green beetles. So let's say for whatever reason, the trees in this forest, okay, this year are medium green in their color. Now, what type of beetle is going to blend in best if it's a medium green color? The medium green beetles, right? So we're going to see their survivability go up, and we're going to see the extremes go down, okay? Because it's going to be easier to see a dark green beetle, and it's going to be easier to see a light green beetle for those predators or like birds that eat them, okay? So this is stabilizing selection. Okay, next is directional selection. Okay, so in this, either the light green or the dark green are going to have the highest survivability. Okay, so one of the extremes, that means one of the ends. Okay, so extreme phenotype, we could say ends. Now, again, this is our old population. This is our new population. Okay, so now the leaves are dark green. Okay, so it shifts so that the dark green beetles have the highest survival rate, and the light green beetles have the lowest survival rate. So in this example, we're shifting it towards the dark green. We could do the exact same thing if it shifted towards the light green. Okay, it's just shifting either to the left or to the right. Okay, last one. Disruptive. Okay, so in disruptive selection, both of the extremes, okay, so both of the ends have a higher survival rate, okay? And so the curve gets two peaks. So again, that's our old, that's our new. Okay, so for whatever reason, the light green and the dark green survive best. The middle green survive not as well, okay? So we're gonna see that going down in the middle. So you kind of get to, like, it looks kind of like a camel. Okay, so let's do a little example, okay? Let's say I have giraffes, okay? And so for my giraffes, okay, they can have long necks, they can have medium necks, and they can have short necks. Thanks. Okay, so there's my giraffes. There's 3 different phenotypes they can have. Okay, now, let's say the trees in my forest with the leaves that they like to eat on them are tall. Okay? Now, based on this example,
Directional.
okay, hold on. Who's going to have the highest survival rate? The tallest ones. Why? Okay, because they can reach the leaves. So, if I draw my graph, okay, here's long necks, medium necks, and short necks. We said the long necks are going to have the highest survivability. Medium necks will probably be somewhere in the middle. And short are going to have really low survivability. Okay, this is what my curve looks like now. And what type of selection is that? Directional, okay? So it used to be like this, okay? Now it's shifted to the right. Okay, so that's directional selection. This is like what all of your homework problems are going to be like today. Okay? So if you're questioning it, draw yourself a little graph off to the side. Okay, it doesn't have to be beautiful, but it might help you think about it in a different way. Okay.